Hello and welcome to the next part of my collection series. In this video I'm going to cover the remainder of my Bandai pets and start covering what I think are like genuine odd pets, and I'll start with the ones that come in a series. So to start with the Bandai pets, I have something called the Wave UFO. This is a unique Bandai pet in that the way that it grows has to do with actual signals that it intercepts, like signals that cell phones send, and I believe even stuff that Furbies send, those kinds of things. Not necessarily just IR, but pretty much anything in general. So I think it's pretty neat. There's different possible evolutions, and you need to just keep him healthy, and he'll grow whenever he, I think, gets enough waves to grow. That is an interesting idea. It comes in several different types of shells. There's even a Men in Black version. I thought that was pretty neat. Next I have the Doraemon. The Doraemontchi. This one is definitely reminiscent of the Tamagotchi, since Bandai also made those too. There were two shells for this. There was one for Doraemon, and then there's one for Doraemi, which would be his, I guess, sister. I only have the Doraemon. There are, I believe, some animation differences between the two. But I don't really feel a need to get her, but she is really cute, especially because her bow does look like cat ears, which is something that he misses. If you've ever played with the Santagotchi, I believe it's similar in that you are like questing while you're taking care of him. You're also questing to get certain items to help out Nobita. His name is Nobita. Nobita and his friends. So you're problem solving while also taking care of him. It's just like I hear it's just like the Tamagotchi. I haven't run it yet, but if that's the case, then it's going to be very cute. And then lastly, for the Bandai stuff that I own, is the Tsuki Tsuki Touch. Mine has a little bit of, well, my camera's being very kind, but it's sun damaged. This is from the Dr. Slump series, and it kind of works as a, well, the idea is that you touch her antennas and then it tells you, like, whether or not, it's like, I don't want to call it like a matchmaking thing, a relationship meter, something like that. I'm not entirely sure, 100% sure on how this one works. I feel like your goal is to get the relationship meter up as high as it can before her time is done. And I know it has a bunch of characters, and I believe that it can turn into all of these characters, I believe. And then, honestly, I feel bad. I don't know a whole lot about this one. I just thought it looked really cute. And the whole touch center thing, I thought that was really cute too. And Dr. Slump is a nice series. Next is a series that I bet a lot of people will be able to recognize. It's the Dinky Series, and I guess I'll start with one of the most common versions of it, which would be the Dinky Dino, or the Raku Raku Dino-kun. These come in, I believe, about 4 colors, and this has been bootlegged to hell and back. You can see them on eBay all the time. There are certain things to look for, like the number, the package design, and the colors, because sometimes I'll get the name wrong. Sometimes, if it's in a clear shell, it's not real. So he's got kind of a crazy looking font with that swish on it. So make sure you look for that. It's got that as a background. So yeah, this one has been bootlegged a lot. So always be very careful when you're looking for this. It comes in a couple of different packaging styles too. I've even seen one with the Tamagotchi style box, in which it's got like the box with the door. It comes like that too. It's much smaller. It's not very big. About yay big. It's a very common pet, a very popular pet, because it is so easy to raise, but at the same time you've got to be careful. There are 3 different outcomes that you can get, depending on the type of food that you feed it. I think this was one of the first kinds that actually had food-based evolution, and a couple of other ones followed suit. I know that much. So you had the possibility of getting a T-Rex, a Potosaurus, or a T-Rex. You've also got to be careful because these shells can also be kind of sensitive, so the people have been getting some and they don't work. That has happened, unfortunately. These are kind of sensitive. Then next I've got the Yuki Penguin, or the Dinky Penguin. It's the same exact thing. This one I don't think I've never seen a bootleg for this one, so you don't really have to worry about that one so much, but it's got a different kind of background. And this comes in, so the colors for this are red, yellow, and white. I believe that's it. Red, yellow, and white. And then this comes in blue, black, red. I think it's it. Blue, black, and red, I believe. Anyway, so this is the same deal. It's got 3 different evolutions that it can turn into, depending on food choices. Same exact thing. And I also have the space creature, or the Taco Seijin. This one, it's got a different background. Comes in blue, black, white. Can't recall if it's red. Might just be blue, black, and white. I thought that looked pretty neat. And then last but not least, I managed to get my mitts on a Dinky Pet 4-in-1, which includes the dog. They made sure to feature that very prominently all over the box. Show you that it has a dog on it. It comes in the Dinky shell. There's even an 8-in-1. And I believe the difference between the 4-in-1 and the 8-in-1 is that it comes obviously with 4 more animals, but they all have a linear evolution. They don't have any branching paths. I believe this one has a branching path for the dog, but I know that people have trouble raising this one because the game is horribly flawed in this one for some reason. They decided, because I think they all have the same game of rock, paper, scissors, which is fine, but in this one they have the tie going to you, and that's not good because you want the dog to win. So it's a lot harder to make that dog happy without feeding it a snack that it likes, but then since these are food-based evolutions, I can't be sure as to whether or not you're already dictating what kind of dog it's going to evolve into. There's a lot of problems with that. I'd like to try and run this and figure out a solution if there is one, but otherwise, it's really nice to have in my collection. I'm glad that I finally got one. So at the same time, I'll be finding out whether or not these are 1 evolutions or not. Like, I don't know if maybe it only evolves into a T-Rex, or it only evolves into the alien's alien, or if it only evolves into Macho Penguin. Very strange. So I'll probably find out that whenever I get a chance to run it. And these are the Dinkies. This is the Dinky Series. This is the whole thing. Except for the 8-in-1, which I can't remember what the heck it has. I think it has an elephant. I can't remember. So with the success of the Dinky series, there was another series that clearly, I can't say whether or not they stole the programming, but they definitely got inspiration from the programming. And one of them even took the shell, I know that much. It's called the Hitorikko series. The Hitorikko series comes in a couple of different shells. My favorite one is the one that looks like a heart. It's usually called the Pocket series, so you got the electronic pocket chicken. This one is green, as you can see. This is also, I believe, food-based. So there are a couple of different things that you can evolve into with this. It's not bad. Like, sometimes clones are really terrible. This one isn't bad. It takes 3 days to evolve, to reach its full evolution. It's very fast, so if you're pressed on time, this is a great one to run. It poops a lot. This one poops a whole lot. And there are, I believe, 3 different potential evolutions that you can get, just like the other one. And I thought this was interesting because its 3rd evolution, I actually didn't run this one to its end because I thought that the second to last stage, I thought that was the last stage, and I got a Tamagotchi, and I was kind of annoyed. I think it was a Mamechi of all things. So I was kind of annoyed and I turned it off. Then I ran a different one. I realized, oh wow, there's a whole nother one after that. So I have not run this one to its completion yet. I don't know. I really like the Hitorikko series. It's a really cute spin-off, knockoff of the Dinky series. So in addition to the chicken, there is also the electronic pocket dinosaur. I just love the illustrations here. I think they're so cute. And then this one is the one that's very clearly a Dinky. Used to be a Dinky at one point in its life. They managed to get rid of the side arrows and they replaced it with little feet. And they replaced the font down here. It's the same exact thing. I took a gamble on this one because I wasn't 100% sure, but because of the 4-button layout, I was pretty sure that it was a Hitorikko. Anyways, the Hitorikko fish and the dog are harder to find. Of the 4, these 2 are the easiest to find. And this one I really enjoyed running it, although, oh my goodness, these things poop a whole lot. And then lastly, I got the dog. This one is cute. The prior owner actually even gave it a keychain, so I thought that was really cute. I have not run this one yet. I do plan on doing it, because I've run all the other 3 except for I need to rerun this one. But I've run all of them, so I figure I might as well run this one too. Plus it only takes like 3 or 4 days to evolve, so it's not like it takes very long. So this is the Hitorikko series. In my opinion, one of the best knockoff spin-off series of something that already exists. Obviously the original would be the Dinky, and they took the programming and just did their own thing with it. I thought this was really nice. So next I have the Gyaoppi series. There are couple of original, and then there are a couple of, I guess you can call them, necessarily call them spin-offs. I'd call them like Gyaoppi Light, where they'd get rid of some of the characters and streamline some things. I don't know why they made it like, I don't even know if it's by the same people. I know that some of them aren't. So the world of Gyaoppi is very mysterious to me because I think it was such a popular series. I believe there were some released in the US, and I know they were released in Japan and the Asiatic regions. I know that much. But this is the one that I have that I know is pure programming. It's the Gyaoppi 9-in-1. I wanted this one because it would be nice to have something that has all of them on it without having each individual unit, which is nice for collecting and storing purposes. Next I have the Tsuki. I have a personal beef with this one. It's ridiculous. It doesn't age properly. It will die for no reason. And I think after a week, I managed to make it to age 3 and then it immediately died. So I don't understand what the programming is with this. For the longest time, this is what I had. I didn't have any other Gyaoppi logic stuff. So I thought this is what all Gyaoppi stuff was like. I've run it a couple of times, just for my honor's sake. And the furthest I've gotten is age 3. That was a personal best. But what I need to do is I actually need to run the chicken on this and see if it's anything like this. Just because it's just impossible. And then next I have the Goji wrapper, which is the Gyaoppi logic, but I would consider it to be like Gyaoppi Light. It has different sprites. The evolutions, I think, like cut in half. I don't think it has nearly as many as the regular Gyaoppi does. And then I think it has like different games. The layout of the icons is completely different, and the whole attention process is a lot more like a Tamagotchi than it is like a Gyaoppi. Because with the Gyaoppi, you can't see it, but all of the icons are here on the top. And at least I know for sure with the Tsuki anyway. All of the icons are on the top, and then all of the attention icons are on the bottom. So if you have like 3 or 4 poop icons, you need to press the poop cleaning icon 3 or 4 times. And I will tell you that the poop cleaning sequence is about 10 seconds long, and it's really loud. I am not a fan of the poop cleaning. It's a dump truck. I don't know why it's a dump truck considering it's a chicken, but you know. But it doesn't have that with this one. This one is just, I believe, has a little poop somewhere on it. I can't remember. But it was super easy to clean, and it didn't take 10 seconds to clean the screen. Thank God. So I really like this one. It's really, I really like the teardrop shape. I do have another one. It's called the Micro Pet Baby Dino. This is actually what the layout looks like with this one. They are exactly the same, only this one's called the Baby Dino. I can't remember why I still have this one, but I think I needed to do some part swapping, because I think the case on this one wasn't the best. Yeah, oh yeah, alright. I didn't feel right selling this just because the battery cover here is completely broken. And the other parts of it are broken too. And this has the English instructions, which is really what I wanted. And I thought that was interesting. You don't really see that anymore. You can email them. But I wanted this one for the English instructions. And I actually did run it. It runs okay. It's just that the case isn't all that great. And I decided that I was also going to try out this. Obviously it's the same shell. But it's, I figured it was going to be this one, the light version of this one. So I figured it would be like these types of icons on this screen. This one's already giving me all kinds of trouble. Just with the case itself, I had to pry this open because this was actually still one piece of plastic. And it's already, as you can already see the stress marks here, just putting batteries in it. It's just not enough space. And then in addition to everything else, the screen comes off. That's exciting. It's totally exciting. What I might end up doing is taking some pieces from this and putting it on this. But this has just the same as the Goji wrapper. It has different characters, and I'm all about different characters with the Gyaoppi logic. I have not had any trouble with Gyaoppi logic except for this one. I really am not happy with it. So I got this one in a lot. You may recognize the shell as being the Kurogamo game. However, this one is under the label of Perpetual Pets. I got this one in a lot. And I can't recall whether or not... I think this is like a Gyaoppi light, which would... the Gyaoppi would be the duck. Yeah, I think so anyway. So I can't recall if that's the same character that they have on the Gyaoppi or if this is a whole new character, but I would think that... I think that the screen, the icons are set up the same. I think they're set up the same as opposed to all the icons on the top and the status icons on the bottom. I got this one specifically because it was in English and I wanted to check out the English instructions. They call it a parrot. It's definitely a duck. But I actually had to make a note because these don't take LR44 batteries. They take the size smaller. They take LR43. I'm glad I made that note. I already forgot. Yep, so it's probably like the Gyaoppi light. Next I've got the Pen P, which I believe runs on Gyaoppi inspired logic, but I think it is the furthest away from the Gyaoppi. It obviously has completely different sprites, and I think it has completely different games, but it still runs on the same base kind of a logic. I hear he falls asleep in a fridge, and that's just adorable. And I am so glad to have such a unique, it's such a cool shape too. It's plastic buttons, which is unique for the time because all of these have rubber buttons. And then lastly, I have something called My Pet. And it's got a really cute background with, I guess it's like the Gyaoppi dog light, because it has slightly different sprites with different games and it doesn't have a weather function. That's special with the Gyaoppi series, is that if it rains, you give them an umbrella. If it snows, you give them a scarf. And some of them, if it's sunny, you give them a hat. Not all of them. So that's a nice one. All of which are covered with this one. So I'm not entirely sure why I have all of these. It's just kind of accidental additions throughout the years. And finally, the most recent thing that I've gotten would be the Virtual Buddy 10-in-1. Now, this was released in a couple of European countries. I actually did do a translation for a set of instructions that I believe were in Swedish. And these, I was hoping this one would be in English. This one's actually in German. But this is, in fact, 10 Gyaoppi pets in one. One more than the 9-in-1. Though they run exactly the same. Only this one has the horse involved. If I can find it, horse. There it is. This one does not have the horse. This one has the horse. And I really love I love this type of packaging. That's it that I have for this video. The next video, I will continue covering the odd pets that I have. I don't think there are that many more, so we're actually close to the end, actually, until my next box of stuff comes in. Believe me, it will be a very large box. Alright, well, until next time, thank you, bye!